At first glance, Elena seemed like any other normal girl, but her internal struggle was a battle that only she could understand. From an early age, Elena had felt uncomfortable with her appearance in adolescence, when her body was in the process of transformation. Those insecurities were magnified. Every little detail in her body image became a source of obsession. His reflection in the mirror was a part of a world full of anxiety and doubts. What seemed insignificant to others was a constant challenge for Elena. The shape of her nose, the texture of her skin, the size of her eyes. Every aspect became an endless spiral of negative thoughts. As time passed, these obsessions intertwined in her mind in a way that distanced her from the outside world. Elena found herself trapped in a cycle of compulsions and avoidance. She spent hours in front of the mirror trying to correct every little imperfection with makeup or changes to her hairstyle. Every time he looked at himself, he looked for some confirmation that he looked good. He repeatedly asked his friends and family if they noticed anything strange about his appearance, constantly seeking validation. However, these compulsions only offered momentary relief. Although briefly, he felt a respite from his anguish. Soon the obsessive thoughts returned with greater force. Anxiety became her constant companion, eroding her confidence and filling her with self-doubt. Activities I once enjoyed became difficult to cope with. Going to school or socializing with friends seemed overwhelming. When her mind was dominated by thoughts of imagined flaws, Elena began to avoid situations in which she felt exposed, choosing to stay home and isolate herself from the outside world. Elena's internal battle not only affected her social life, but also her emotional well-being. Whatever self-esteem he once had faded before the growing darkness of his thoughts. Isolated and trapped in her obsessions, her happiness seemed increasingly unattainable. As time passed, Elena reached a breaking point. He realized he needed help. She entered therapy with a psychologist specialized in body image disorders. Through cognitive behavioral therapy, he began to examine and question his distorted beliefs. Over time, Elena learned to resist her compulsions and face her fears. She learned to challenge those negative thoughts and find ways to view her body image more realistically. Therapy was not easy. There were moments of frustration and tears. However, each small step brought her closer to breaking free from the chains of her disorder. Elena also found support in her close circle, her family and friends. They supported her on her journey to healing. Although there were times when she felt misunderstood, little by little she began to share her experience and educate her loved ones about body dysmorphic disorder. Throughout her recovery process, Elena learned a valuable lesson: true beauty goes beyond physical appearance. She discovered that her worth was not determined by imagined imperfections, but by her resilience and her ability to face her deepest fears. Elena's story is a reminder that we all face internal challenges. Dealing with insecurity isn't always easy, but seeking help and facing negative thoughts can lead to healing and personal growth. The image we see in the mirror does not define our worth. It is our attitude towards ourselves and towards others that really matters. Body dysmorphia is a psychological phenomenon studied in depth by various academics in the field of psychology. It refers to distorted perception and intense obsession with supposed defects in physical appearance, often imperceptible or exaggerated to others. From a psychoanalytic perspective, it can be understood as a result of the processes of idealization and self-perception that social and cultural pressures to meet ideal beauty standards can fuel personal insecurity and distort self-perception. Likewise, cognitive behavioral approaches explore how negative and automatic interpretations of physical appearance contribute to the perpetuation of body dysmorphia. CAS research has delved into how internalization of body image and social comparison may also play an important role in the formation and maintenance of this disorder. From the perspective of clinical psychology, it is crucial to consider that body dysmorphia not only involves physical appreciation, but also significantly affects the psychological well-being and quality of life of those who experience it. This complex interaction between cognitive, emotional and social factors has been analyzed by academics, who highlight the importance of a holistic approach in the evaluation and treatment of body dysmorphia. Remember that true beauty lies in our acceptance and self-love. Facing our inner insecurities and challenges allows us to grow and find a deeper connection with ourselves and others.